Huzzah! Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see probably by my don't look too up close because it's very uneven, but I've done my best to do an Halloween makeup and outfit because today I really wanted to do a 24-hour readathon, kind of, because I really like my sleep, where I only read horror books. So my TBR is kind of deviating from the trick or treat-a-thon, kind of, not really, because I have one of the books that is going to be like my cheat books for today, because I'm reading this with my friends Julia. This is the Falling in Love montage. We are buddy reading this. I have to read 5 chapters today to catch up with her, so just 5 chapters. That's not bad. If you hear any keys, that's my mother writing her essay. Vorresti dire qualcosa?
No.
Sicura?
Yeah.
Che stai disturbando il mio video?
I'm not disturbing your video.
Thank you. But the real star of this video is going to be a book that, if you follow me on Twitter, yesterday I tried to take a bath for the first time in like years because I don't really like bath. I'm a swimmer, so I usually take showers. So this book, this over 1,000 pages book, fell in the bath, like completely drenched. It was a nightmare. So this is It by Stephen King. It has not, the dust jacket is in another city, so it's in my home in Padua. But this is it. Like, this whole book fell in the bath yesterday. Can you see? Like, my heart dropped when I tried to do my best, but the pages are all like wrinkly down here, but it's alright. It's alright. That's okay. I am, because I've already started this, 320 pages in, and that's only like not even a third of the book. Well, maybe kinda, sorta. So this is going to be the real star of this readathon. Today I really want to, if not complete it, at least get over halfway through. And if I want a break from this behemoth, I have another book that is here in my beautiful display of Halloween books, in which I have Cemetery Boys. Here, beautiful. It has arrived like 10 days ago and I still haven't read this, but I really want to. I really want to. But I actually have a book that I really wanted to recommend in my spooky book recommendations trick or treat on TBR, that whole video. I'm going to link it up here because I think it's perfect for the spooky season. This is a light novel and it's called Yakumo. Psychic Detective Yakumo by Manabu Kaminaga. So this ties in with the manga Psychic Detective Yakumo. I'm going to put it right here. And it's the light novel that tells I think the same story as the manga, but it's in prose. So light novels are really popular in Japan, and we're really fortunate that in Italy they're starting to get kind of really popular, so they're translating them. So light novels are really cool because not in this one, but usually they have fully illustrated pages into this, and it's like all the original drawings that you wouldn't find elsewhere or in the manga. So this tells the story of a high school student who has a red eye, and everybody is really scared of him because he has a red eye with which he can see spirits. And so he starts a detective agency with a girl. It's one of the first people to think that this red eye could be really a really cool and helpful thing and not like really scary. So they start a detective agency and they help spirits discover how they died and to move on. So it's really creepy. The manga has beautiful drawings. It's one of my favorite manga of all time. I have the first 4 volumes of the light novel, so if I want a break, this is like, the font is really big, this is really short, so yes. So my TBR for today is that one of an overachiever, of course, because I am an overachiever. Let's just put this into the universe. But yeah, so let's begin. Okay. Oh, Jesus. The lighting is still not ideal, but I am in the middle of chapter 8 of it, and I've made a fabulous discovery in that there is an Italian audiobook on YouTube for free. So when I'm painting my nails, as someone does, or I'm eating my lunch, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook so that I can like fly through it. And I have some thoughts about this book, because in the first 300 pages, when Ben Hansen, one of the kids, is introduced, he is the chubbier kid, the one who actually is really interested in my field. I am studying civil engineering, and Ben Hansen then goes on to become, I think, an architect. Yeah, I think he becomes an architect when he's older, but still it's in the same realms of structures. So I'm really interested in his perspective, and he's such a sweet kid. But the way that he's described is not nice, because he's chubbier than every movements that he does, every time that he runs, or he does something that requires motor skills, he's described as jiggling all over the place because he has a double chin, he has like a chubbier stomach, and it's not nice the way that he's described. And sometimes the kids like will think of him and say, oh, he is fat, but he is nice. Like, being fat is an antagonist to being nice. So I know that they are kids and it's the 50s, 60s, but still it's not nice. Also, I've encountered my first N-word, which was a shock, because I knew that this book takes place in a time where racial slurs were like all over the place in America, and probably in my country too. But I know that it's appropriate for the time period, but still, I don't know, when I found things like this in a book and it's not mentioned anywhere else, that, you know, you should know that these things are to not be done. I think there are ways to come around that are not offensive, and that it's not mandatory just to be in the time period to be offensive. It's a thing to think about. But I'm very attached to the character. They're all very nice. They're all very interesting. Poor Eddie. Poor Eddie with that mother. Just gonna say that. So yeah, I'm going to put on my audiobook and then eat some lunch.
Spesso pensa, è un altro barlume, un altro fascio di luce nell'oscurità.
So, since the last time I saw you, not really that long time ago, but I am now on page 500, and it's on part, like the third part, that is like the adults. And may I say that the narrator for the audiobook, the narrator for the audiobook is amazing. His diction is perfect. The sound effects are so creepy, and I think the scariest part so far, that is when Mike's father says what happened to the Black Point, and with the arson that went on when white supremacists began a fire to destroy the Black Point, and that part narrated so well with all those sound effects, felt like a movie, and it was so scary, so immersive. That is the scariest part. I'm used to scary movies, and so many of the stuff that have to do with Pennywise are not very scary to me, but it's actually a very interesting book. I don't know if I should also watch the movie, because I'm pretty bored at this time, not because of this book, but because I've been doing nothing, because it's pouring outside. So should I? I never saw part 2. I saw part 1, and my friends found it very scary. I found it was okay. It was a charming movie, like a charming little movie. But they told me that part 2 is not as great. So I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll do a poll on Twitter and we'll see. But I actually decided that if I wanted to take a break from this behemoth, I won't be reading Psychic Detective Yakumo because, I don't know, I'm not in the mood for spooky detective stories. So what I'm going to do is, you're currently balancing on it, but I'm going to start Cemetery Boys if I want to pause the reading of this one, because I think, I don't know, it attracts me much more. So since I'm not leaving my house because it's, again, boring, I will find something else to do in the meantime. Also, I would like to urge you to look at my socks. Like, look how cute they are! Look at them! I really had to go out, even though the weather outside is foul, but I stopped at my local shop to get some supplies to decorate. So I have got some pumpkin lights and some little tiny ghost lights. I think I'll put them up too. Yeah. Like, look at them. Aren't they like so cute? They're little tiny ghosts. Okay, I suppose while I'm entangling these, I can talk about what I was doing before and what I was reading. So, I am still stuck with it. I really want to take a little break and maybe drink some more tea while I listen to the audiobook, and then I was thinking about starting Cemetery Boys because I really want to do that and take a break from, Jesus, white supremacists in America in the 50s, because depressing. So I was thinking about that, and then I really needed a break because I read and listened to audiobooks for like 4 hours straight. So, God, the word straight feels wrong in my mouth. I watched a period drama that I'm recently obsessed with. You can find it on YouTube, I think, with Jeremy Irons. It's from the 80s and it's called Brideshead Revisited. It's based on a novel, which I think is an English classic. It tells the story of these two boys that go to the Oxford College and then they meet each other and they have this really beautiful friendship with each other. It's very heavily implied that they're in love with each other. Everybody is like very okay with it, which was kind of refreshing, you know? And then it gets really sad by the end because it talks about AIDS and loneliness. But it's so beautiful. Every shot, if you've seen Little Women, where every shot feels like a painting, every shot in this feels like a painting. And also, the two main characters at one point go to Venice, which is the city that I'm in right now. I live in Venice, and they they take residence in a house that is now prohibited to the public. It's called Cadario, which is the most haunted house in all Venice because every tenant has died a gruesome death in the house. So they say that it's super haunted. So now it's been redone because it's full of beautiful paintings and marbles. So they have to do some reconstructions and you can't really see the inside, but in the period drama you can, and you also can see what Venice was like in the 80s while it was pretending in the fiction to be in the 20s, which was so beautiful. And you know, haha, I've done it. The thing that really sold me on this period drama is the dialogues. The dialogues they feel like a Bronte sister wrote them, which is wonderful. I think they took like straight from the book, which is always wonderful to see. Do I have to ruin my newly painted nails? I don't think so, ma'am. I'm back with a screwdriver, and my mom, made me hot chocolate in my beautiful R2D2 mug. Isn't it beautiful? I used this mug in my first video ever, so it's very nostalgic. Haha! Oh my god! It's so cute. Look at that! Ah! I'm going to put them on. Wait. Something like this. You can't really see it, but I'm trying my best. I am really trying my best. It's cute, right? It is! They're very cute! Hooray! Okay, now onto these ones, the pumpkins ones. And I had launched on Twitter a poll to see if watching, like, marathoning the Eat movies was worth it. And it's 50-50 on do it and choose another movie. Because there are tons of movies that I could watch that are very Halloween-y. Look at this! These are cute. These are cute too! So I guess the movie that comes to mind is Halloween Town for a lot of people, but for me, the movie that I used to watch on Halloween. Well, actually, we used to go trick-or-treating, so we wouldn't really watch movies. But it's like the Paranormal Activity movies that used to scare me shitless when I was a kid. Because it was such a jump scare, and we would watch them alone in our house in the dark, which was not good for a young, impressionable mind. But it was fun. It was fun. I still remember I watched the first one that I watched number 3 because the DVD had just come out. But for me, the movie that I really wanted to watch is a Scooby-Doo movie. It is called how is it called? It has to do with video games and a virus. So, and everybody says that's the worst Scooby-Doo movie of all time, and it's my favorite. Because of the nostalgia, just nostalgia reasons. Or the one where they go to Mexico. Look at these! Look at these! These are so cute! You can't really see it, but the pumpkins do have faces. So these are actually my books. This is one of the many bookshelves that I have because these are all double stacked. So if you peel off the first layer of books, there's another layer of books. It has layers, just like Shrek. So, where should I put it actually? Because these are all books that I've read. So I don't feel bad about putting lights in front of them, you know? Ha! It's kind of cute, right? Not really because it's messy and tangled, but it could be cute. That's the main goal. Let's just do panoramic shot, shall we? Cheers! This is actually like really hot tea, so it's like scalding hot. Today, I don't know if it's apparent, but I wanted to channel my inner dark academia self. So the most elite and snobby, preppy college student. So got my gold jewelry, got my flute of wine, and then I've got my camisole. So yesterday I fell asleep actually, but since I started this readathon quite late yesterday, I still have a few hours. So I am exactly in the middle of it. So I'm on page 600, which this could have been like 2 books already. Let's bear that in mind. And yeah, it's getting quite scary. The narrator is excellent as always. All the little, like the soundtrack that he uses and the sound effects are really creepy. So, and then I started, ooh, can you recognize this without a cover? This is Cemetery Boys. Haha. Hello. Hi. Ciao. He really wants to go outside, but it's pouring again. So if you see a little head, it's him. So I started this, and I'm like not even 1/10 of the way through, but so far the writing is really enjoyable. It's nothing like super fancy, like super purple prose, but it's very fluid, so it goes on very well. Yeah, so far we've met Yadriel, and he's kind of interesting, like very interesting so far. So I expect great things from this book. Everybody loves this on BookTube, so I hate to be I hate to be the black sheep of the family, because I always do that. I really want to go on with this and then maybe listen to a little bit more of this so I can update on both. I'd really like to finish this. So I'll update you then, and for now, okay, so the 24 hours are up. I started this on midday yesterday, and it's midday right now. So what have I accomplished today? Not much. Really not much. What have I read? So I read the 5 chapters, like the cheat chapters of The Fallen in Love montage, which is somewhere, I don't know what it is. It's somewhere in this house, but I've read those, so those counts. Then I managed to get halfway through it, which is an accomplishment because it's 600 pages, so I've read kind of a ton of it, and I'm probably further than this with the audiobook that I found, which is awesome. This was creepier with the audiobook because of the soundtrack and the sound effects, may I say. Mid-book thoughts. There are some things that are very uncomfortable in this, mainly the racism and the description of Ben, poor Ben. I don't know, and then some description of boobs, which are. I am kind of enjoying myself. Many people say that this book specifically is over descriptive, and I find that I like that. I don't find this book to be over descriptive. I find it to be descriptive enough to be a compelling story with this many characters. So I don't know, it's down to like personal taste. So I'll probably finish this week, maybe, I don't know, but I'll let you know what I think of it once I finish reading this. And then I am halfway through to Cemetery Boys. This I want to finish today or tomorrow because I enjoyed it so much. Everybody was right. For once they were right. BookTube recommended me a book that I'm loving. This has everything. If you didn't know, this book talks about a trans boy who summons a ghost. This is the basic description of it. This book is soaked in Latin tradition, so the main character wants to prove that he's a brujo to his community, even though he's trans, and nobody accepts his identity, which was so awful to read about. It was done so well that I was feeling so awful for the main character, because I know traditions are very important because it keeps a community alive, but to sacrifice somebody in the name of tradition is not right. And also I really super enjoy Julian. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce it either way. I shall investigate. 2, his best friend, Maritza, she's wonderful. 3, the writing was so surprisingly good. Like, this is teenagers talking in a way that I really, really do appreciate it, because it's similar to how teenagers talk, but it's done well, that I can read it in prose and it doesn't bother me. Kind of like, I'm going to plug one of my videos, Aurora Rising, I read, and that was like teenager talking. It was like, I really want you to shut up. But here they talk in a very like organic way with the story. And also, I am so glad that I can speak Spanish to understand some of the nuance of this book. I'm not a Latina, so I can't really talk about firsthand about the culture, but I think this book is wonderful. I am really, really, really enjoying myself with this. So I really hope I can finish this either today or tomorrow. If the story is as compelling as the writing and the premise, I think this could be like one of my favorite books of the years. So here, with a little bit of the Falling in Love montage, are the books that I read today, which I think it's kind of an accomplishment. Like, this is an intimidating book. This is probably my most anticipated read of this year, alongside few books. So we're right at the end. This was so fun. If you like kind of this themed 24-hour readathons, maybe I can do another one, maybe when we're not in a pandemic and I'm stuck at home doing, you know, and I can show you a little bit of Venice, because I live in a beautiful city and going to read outside is something that I miss very much. So I've talked too much. I talk too much always. But socials, I have them. They're down below alongside some very important links. Please check them out after watching this video. And I think I'll see you in my next one. So yeah, goodbye.